Recording in progress.
Good morning.
Good morning, teacher. Good morning. Morning, teacher.
Morning, all of you.
Good morning, teacher.
So, how are you all? Yes, it rained a lot last night, right? Hmm? හරි. So, බලන්න මූණු ටික ලස්සන. Yes, turn on the videos, පුතේ. We were discussing about current and voltage, right? I will revise and then I will give you the instructions to answer the 17th question, right? Hurry up. Turn on the videos, all of you. Yes. Oh, කට්ටිය. Yes, Hasindu Kiasha Vihan, Yugit, Yenuli, Chamatka Udbashi, Chanudri, Paboda, oh, I don't know. Hitma, Sanuri, හරි. දැන් ටිකක් උදෙන්ම නැගිටලා 7:30 නේ පටන් ගන්න, so you have to be prepared නේද? එකපාරට දැන් දේ ඉඳන් ආවේ ඇවිල්ලා වාඩි උනේ. නෑ නේද? අරගෙන ඉන්නවා ලස්සනට ප්‍රිපෙයාර් වෙලා. එමේ ඉන්න ඕනේ උදේට මල් වගේ නේ. Okay, good. So we discussed about current. And so you learned that an electric current is the movement of electric charges Electric current is the movement of electric charges. Okay, Udbashi. Through a conductor. Movement of electric charges through a conductor. Right. So, the pathway through which these charges move, that is known as an electric current. Right. That is known as an electric current. Sorry. The pathway through these electric charges move, that is known as an electric circuit. So if I draw a simple circuit, I will draw a closed switch. So the current passes through this closed pathway, that is from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So this is a closed circuit, right? And okay, Ryan. And the electric current is symbolized as capital I, and it is measured in amperes, right? In addition to that, we mentioned about milliamperes as well as microamperes, right? And you learned that the instrument used to measure the current is the ammeter. So the ammeter should be connected in series to the circuit like this. It should be connected in series like this. And the positive terminal of the ammeter should be connected to the positive terminal of the cell, right? And the negative terminal of the ammeter should be connected to the negative terminal of the cell, right? Hari neda? That is about current. And then about voltage, you learned that. මතකද දැන් මේක බලන්න, just raise your hands those who honestly studied this part last week. අපි ගිය සතියේ කතා කරපු දේවල් පාඩම් කරපු අය උත්සන්න අවංකව. Okay, අවංක වෙන්න ඕනේ. Have to be honest. Okay, පබෝත. හරි, okay, very good. හරි, කියන්නේ more than half of you haven't. නේද? First of all, I have to appreciate your honesty. නේද? බොරුවට අත උස්සන්න නැතුව ඉන්න එක ඉස්සලම appreciate කරන්න ඕනේ. පාඩම් කරපු අය very good, right? එහෙම කරන්න ඕනේ පුතේ. නැත්තම් මොකද වෙන්නේ දැන් ඔයාලා අද Saturday ටිකක් ඉස්කෝලේ නිවාඩු දවස නිදා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. පරක් වෙනකන් ඒකත් කමිට් කරලා නේද? parents ලටත් පුළුවන් නේද? දවස් 5ක් වැඩ කරලා මහන්සි අද ටිකක් පරක් වෙනකන් ඔන්න නිදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඔයගොල්ලෝයි parents ලා දෙගොල්ලම they are doing a commitment, right? Saturday දැන් 7:30 වෙනකොට ලෑස්ති වෙලා ඉන්න. එතකොට අපි commitment එකක් කරන එකේ මොකක්ද තියෙන්න ඕනේ? There should be a result නේද? So our mind is formed in a manner that we will forget the things after if you revise the same thing within 24 hours, within 24 hours කියන්නේ එක දවසක් ඇතුළත. දැන් අද Saturday morning තියෙනකොට අද රෑ නිදා ගන්න කලින් මොකද කරන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට? අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මේක මතක් කරගන්න පැය භාගයක් හොයාගන්න බැරි කිසි character එකක් ඉන්නවද? Who can't find half an hour during Saturday? ඉතල busy schedule එකක් නෑ නේද කාටවත්? එනවද? පැය භාගයක් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් නේ? එතකොට මේ පැය භාගයක් අරගෙන අද දවසේ හරි මම මොනවද කළේ? තව ක්ලාසස් වලට යනවා නම් ඒ වගේවත් බලන්න ඕනේ. මොනවද අද දවසේ මම කළේ? ඉස්කෝලේ ගිහිල්ලා ඇවිල්ලත් ඒ වගේ. පැය 6ක් ඉස්කෝලේ ඉඳලා ඇවිල්ලා එහෙමම පොත් බෑග් එක තියලා ආයි පහෝදා උදේ උස්සගෙන ගිහිල්ලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. Right? What did I do within the day? I have to revise that. හරිද? එහෙම කළාම හරි lazy when the term tests are close by. You don't need to study the things throughout the night. එහෙම ඕනේ නැහැ. Right? You can remember the things very well. මම ඔයාලට කරන්න කියන්නේ මෙච්චරයි. You have to revise the things that we do within 2.5 hours by taking half an hour at least. පැය භාගයක් ඇතිනේ නේ. දැන් මේ හොඳට අහගෙන හිටියා, වීඩියෝස් ටික බැලුවා. දවසේ පැය භාගයක් අරගෙන මේක මතක් කරගත්තා. බලන්න කරලා බලන අය දන්නවා ඒක කොච්චර effective ද කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ ඊළඟ සතියේට කලින් before next Saturday you have to allocate a time in order to, yes, in order to revise the previous lessons. Then api inne, what is the lesson? This is unit 7, right? We have finished another 6 units before. So you have to revise those things as well. Mama සතියේ ඔන්න සතියේටම පැයක් වෙන් කරගෙන තියෙනවා. This is for science කියලා. So you are engaging in maybe sports activities, extracurricular activities after school, and you may be going for other classes as well. එතකොට ඒවත් එක්ක ඔයගොල්ලෝ time table එකක් හදාගෙන තියෙනවා. This is the day that I have allocated 1 hour to study science. අද දවසේ පැය භාගයයි. සතියේ ඉතුරු දවස් 5න් එක පැයක් වෙන් කරගන්න. Then you have to go through the questions that we had done, go through the lessons. ඔයාලට maintain කරන්න පුළුවන් ඔන්න unit මෙහෙම chart එකක් හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. පුළුවන් වුණොත් ඒ chart එක හදලා එවන්න unit and the number of times I studied that. හරිද මෙතන number of times I studied that. You put several other columns. ඊට පස්සේ you put unit 1. Right? මෙතන දානවා unit number එක unit number 1 2 3 4 5 likewise. And you have for all the lessons you can continue this table. ඊට පස්සේ ඔන්න පිළිවෙලටම පාඩම් කරන්න ඕනේ හැමදාම පළවෙනි පාඩම කරන්න ඕන කියලා එකක් නැහැ. You can if you studied the third unit only you put a tick here. හරිද? You revise the third unit. then ඊළඟ සතියක අරගෙන you revise the first unit. Right? ඔන්න ඔහොම you revise all the lessons. ඊට පස්සේ second time එකක් third term test එකට you will have to මේ මතක් කරනවා කියන්නේ කොහොම අර පළවෙනි පාඩමේ ඉඳන් අන්තිම එකට යනකම් පිළිවෙලට එහෙම ඕනේ නැහැ. තනින් ගන්න lesson එක. ඒතකොට මේ වගේ once you maintain a checklist like this you won't miss anything. ඊට පස්සේ in another day you revise the fourth unit once again. ආයි ටික එකක් දැම්ම. Maintain something like that. හරිද? එතකොට you can score දැන් මොකටද මේ ක්ලාස් එකකටත් දාලා තියෙන්නේ parents ලා? ඉස්කෝලෙත් ගිහිල්ලා ඉස්කෝලෙත් උගන්වනවානේ. ඒකට ඔයගලන්ට වැඩිපුර දෙයක් කරන්න නේද? ප්‍රශ්න ටිකක් කතා කරන්න, තියරි එකක් තේරුනේ නැති දෙයක් අහගන්න. එතකොට එහෙම කරලා තියෙන්නේ they expect good marks for the term tests and they expect you to have a proper knowledge. හරිද? ඔය දෙකම වෙනව නේද when you do like this. දැන් ක්ලාස් එකේ පැය දෙකමාර වාඩි වෙලා හිටියා කියලා විතරක් you can't get the maximum benefit. Now you are in grade 8, next year grade 9. In another 2 years you will be in grade 10. You are getting ready for your level exam then. Right? ගොඩයි. දැම්ම ඉඳන්ම මේ ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එක තියාගන්න. Then it is very easy. දැන් term test තියෙනකොට සමහර වෙලාවට ඔන්න ලබන මාසේ term test තියෙනවා නම් ඒ කලින් මාසේ parents ලත් tight schedule එකක් කොහෙවත් ගමනක් යන්න විදියක් නැහැ. මාසයක් කලින් නම් ලෑස්ති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ කලින් සතියේ ගියමුකෝ. parents ලටත් මුකුත් වෙන වැඩක් කරගන්න නැහැ. සමහර වෙලාවට ඒගොල්ලොත් නිවාඩු දාන්න ඕනේ ඔයාලට පාඩම් කරවන්න. එහෙම ඒවත් තියෙනවානේ. එහෙම වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ එතකොට. දැන් ලබන සතියේ ටෙස්ට් නම් හරි මේ සතිය ඔන්න holiday එකක් ඇවිල්ලා අපි trip එකක් යමු කිව්වොත් you can go in a relaxed mind. Why? You are ready. නේද? හෙට ටෙස්ට් එක තිබ්බත් you are ready if you have followed this method only. Okay? එනිසා එහෙම කරනවාද අද ඉඳන් හරි? දැන් කලේ නැති අය? Yes, will you? ඔයගලන් ලේසියෙන් වැඩ කරන්නද ඕනේ? අමාරුවෙන් වැඩ කරන්නද ඕනේ? ස්ට්‍රෙස් එකක් අරගෙන අම්මෝ ටෙස්ට් එකක් එනවා කියලා බය වෙලා ස්ට්‍රෙස් වෙලා එහෙම කරන්නද ඕනේ නැත්නම් ස්මූත් විදිහට when the term test is coming by also coming closer you are relaxed, right? You just go and write the answers. එහෙම නෙවෙයි වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම වෙන්න ඕන weekly daily you have to follow the method. Okay? හරිද? දැන් ඔපෙනී ඉන්න අයට videos on කරන්න නැත්නම් ask the parents to send me a message. Yes, those who have kept the videos off. හරිද? වීඩියෝ on කරන්න කියන්නේ උදේම ඔයාලට කරදර කරන්න නෙවෙයි. Because I need to see you, then there is a proper control. මොකද I am also a mother of 3 children, right? So the elder two, they are joining the online sessions. ගොඩක් වෙලාට online තමයි දාලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලන්වත් මේ I don't have time to take them here and there and my somewhat busy ඒක නිසා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් online classes වලට වැඩිපුර දාලා තියෙන්නේ. සමහර subjects ඔක්කොටම නෙමෙයි. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔක්කොටම classes දාලා නැහැ. යන කීපය. එතකොට මේ ඒවා සමහර වෙලාවට මම දැකලා තියෙනවා the teacher asks to turn off the videos. off කරන්න මොකද when the participants turn on the video මොකද වෙන්නේ? The bandwidth becomes less. එතකොට teacher ගේ internet connection එක proper නැත්තම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? එක්ක ළමයින්ට පේන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම වුණා හරි issues එනවා, connection issues එනවා. දැන් එතකොට මම පුළුවන් උපරිමෙන් ලංකාවේ තියෙන ඒවෙන් මේ හොඳම කනෙක්ෂන් එකක් දාගෙන තියෙනවා ඉන්ටර්නෙට්. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ වීඩියෝස් ඔන් කළා කියලා මට ඉෂුව එකක් නැහැ. එතකොට මට ඔයගොල්ලෝ දකින්න ඕන. So I have seen my kids when the සමහර වෙලාවට ටීචර්ත් වීඩියෝ ඔෆ් කරලා. හරිද ස්ක්‍රීන් ෂෙයා කරනවා ටීචර්ව පේන්නෙත් නැහැ. එතකොට is that effective? එහෙම නෑ නේද? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මම පේන්නේ නැතුව ඉඳලා ස්ක්‍රීන් ෂෙයා කරලා ඉගෙනුවොත් do you like that? එහෙම නෑනේ නේද? පේන්න ඕනේ. This should be something interactive. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් හිතෙනවා ළමයි කියන්නේ they tend to do mistakes නේ. නේද? ඔව් ඔව් ඒකට නම් happy. කියන්නේ වැරදි කරන්න කියන එක නෙමෙයි අපි කවුරු ඇත්තින් වැරදි වෙනවා. එතකොට අපිට මොකක් හරි control එකක් තියනවා නම් දැන් when you are at home on Saturday especially දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට Saturday class තියෙන නිසා sometimes both parents may be at home. ඒකට ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් බලන්න පුළුවන්. I am also asking you to turn on the video. එතකොට there is a proper control. right? එතකොට ඔයාලා අර ටිකක් පැනලා යන්න තියෙන ගතිය අඩුයි මෙතන නැගිටලා ගිහිල්ලා ඔන්න මොනා හරි කරලා එන්න කාලා එන්න එහෙම හිතෙනවානේ. පොඩි ගේ වටේ රවුමක් ගිහිල්ලා එන්න. එහෙනම් පොඩ්ඩක් කවුරු හරි ගෙදර කවුරු හරි ටීවී එක බලනවා නම් පොඩ්ඩක් ඒකට ඔළුව දාලා එන්න. එහෙම හිතෙනවා. හිතෙනවානේ that is the human nature නේ. ඒකට ඒකෙන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ පොඩ්ඩක් control වෙනවා. හරි මාව පේනවා දැන්. එහෙම කියලා. මොකද I have seen sometimes I also feel them in the some of the online classes හැම එකම නෙමෙයි. මම දකිනවා my kids also the teacher එක කතා කරනවා ඒගොල්ලෝ සමහර වෙලාවට ඇවිදිනවා. ඒ වීඩියෝ ඔෆ් කරලානේ. ඉතින් එතකොට I as a mother I feel අනේ අපරාධේ කියලා මට හිතෙනවා. ඒක මේ මට හිතෙන දේ මම කැමති නෑ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ parents ලට හිතනවාට. හරිද? Because all the parents expect to give the best thing for their children. නේද? එහෙම නේද? Hmm? All of them like to give the best thing. Therefore, what I feel regarding my children, I know that your parents also have the same feeling towards you. Therefore, I want to give the maximum. They have kept a trust on me. That is why they are sending you to the class and they are recommending me to your friends. The friends parents ලට කියලා තව අලුතෙන් කට්ටිය join කරනවා. එතකොට ඒ හැමෝගෙම trust එක මම I have to protect. ඔයගලන්ට පරිම දෙයක් දෙන්න ඕනේ මම මෙතන. ඒක නිසායි කියන්නේ videos on කරන්න කියලා. If the parents are close by, I need your support as well. How to ask your child to turn on the video. If there is any issue, send me a message that the camera is not working, there is a connection issue, something like that. Still there are 2, 4, 8 of you have turned off the video. හරිද? ඒ නිසා පුතේ අපි කරන හැමතිස්සෙම මම අද ටිකක් වෙලා ගත්තා මේක කියන්න. අපි මොකක් හරි දෙයක් කරනකොට ඒක there should be a result, right? We have to get the maximum output of something. When you have made a commitment, you have to try to get the maximum benefit out of it. කරන වැඩේ හරියට කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් නැගිටලා ඉන්නවා නම් මේ වැඩේ හරියට වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා ඔන්න අද ඉඳන් පැය භාගයක් වෙන් කරගන්න. You have to revise the things that you have studied during the class. මොකද නැත්නම් මම videos පෙන්නනවා. ඒ ඔක්කොම අමතක වෙනවා ඔයාලට. හෙට වෙද්දී ටිකක් erase වෙලා. ඊට පස්සේ අනිද්දා වෙනකොට 75% erased. ඊළඟ week එක වෙනකොට everything erased. If you don't revise, that is how our mind is made, right? It is programmed like that. Therefore, you have to revise the things always. යන එන ගමනොත් ඔය ගොඩක් වෙලාව යනවා නම් ස්කූල් වෑන් එකේ යන එන ගමනොත් කතා කර කර යන්නේ නැත්නම් වෙන කතා කරන්නත් කවුරුත් නැත්නම් you can close your eyes, don't fall asleep. හරිද? You can revise the things that you study. එහෙම කරලා බලන්න ඔයගොල්ලන්ට හොඳට මතක හිටිනවා හරි ලේසි කියලා හිතෙයි එතකොට කියපු දේ. හරි. Then regarding the voltage, we learned that voltage is provided by the external electric supply like the cells, right? Then among the වෙනස් විදියකට අඳිනවා circuit එක. Here you have connected a bulb. You need to measure the voltage across the bulb. Here you have connected the ammeter as well, right? Ammeter in series. Right here there is a bulb. You need to measure the potential difference or the voltage across the bulb. Therefore, you have to connect the voltmeter in series. Right? There also we have to follow the method positive terminal of the cell or the external electric supply to the positive terminal of the ammeter as well as to the positive terminal of the voltmeter. You have to follow this method, right? Hari. In the past, the negative terminal to the negative terminal of the voltmeter and the negative terminal of the ammeter. That is the way you have to connect. So voltage is symbolized as capital V, and the voltage is also symbolized by capital V, volts, right? Then we use the voltmeter to measure the voltage. The unit is volt. හරිනේ ඔක්කොම V එතන. ඔන්න ඔය ටික තමයි අපි කතා කළේ last time. Then give examples for the instances where it is necessary to intake accurate measurements of current and voltage in our day-to-day life. So current and voltage should be measured very accurately in some of the instances. So you can write the answer for homework. I will show you in your textbook. They have given these instructions. When repairing a particular electrical appliance, we need to check that whether we have provided the proper voltage. Then gather the electrical appliances. Think of the electrical appliances at home. When you buy the particular electrical appliance, on the packaging they have mentioned that this is the voltage that you have to provide. Sri Lanka, in a domestic electric circuit, the voltage is 230 volts. We receive an electric current with a voltage of 230 volts. Right? ඒ විදිහේ 230 volts වලට ගැලපෙන devices විතරයි we have to use. If we provide a higher voltage than the mentioned value, then they will be burnt. Right? මම grade 7 book එක open කරලා තියෙන්නේ. හරි. Then ඊළඟට if you provide a less voltage, it will not function once again. Nisa, it is very important to provide the required voltage. Right? When we are doing a repair also, we have to concentrate on them. 8. There are power stations in which the electrical energy is generated, right? Electrical energy is generated. In such instances also, they have to be very responsible to measure the voltage as well as the current that they are supplying. They are releasing to the national grid, right? Sorry. Okay. What are the instances in which we need to get accurate measurements related to current and voltage? What is the page number? This is page number 112, right? So to make sure voltages supplied to houses and factories are of the accurate voltage. So I told in Sri Lanka for houses we receive a voltage of 230 volts. For factories it would be greater than that, like 400 volts, right? So that accurate voltage should be provided. Then to detect defects of electrical appliances by measuring the current they consume. Yes, where we have to detect whether a particular electrical appliance consumes a current more than the expected value. There we have to make an accurate measurement. Then to take measurements associated with electricity in powerhouses and electrical generators. How to make accurate measurements whether the current and the voltage are accurate. Otherwise, these will come up with critical issues and accidents. To identify whether the parts of electrical appliances are functioning properly when repairing. When the repair of an appliance is going on, once again we have to measure. For that, actually we can make use of a multimeter. Maybe in modern voltmeters and ammeters assembled using digital technology. So there is no deflector in those. They just indicate the value. Value appear in volts as well as in amperes. Here amperes. So digital ammeters, voltmeters, and nowadays we have the multimeter as well. Multi means we can measure current, voltage as well as the resistance. All these things can be measured by using one device, that is the multimeter, right? I think I have given an image of a multimeter in the tube. කියලා තියනවා නේද? ඔය දැන් ලස්සනට ඉන්න හොඳට කොන්ද කෙලින් තියා වාඩි වෙන්න සමහර අය සපෝටර් එක තියාගෙන ඉන්නේ මෙහෙම. yes ලස්සනට වාඩි වෙන්න. හරි. මේ තියෙන්නේ you are shown a multimeter here. And if you are doing certain things related to electrical appliances, electric circuits, එහෙම හදන අය ඉන්නවා නම් සමහර විට ගෙදරත් ඇති නේද multimeter එකක්. Okay, so 17th question, you can write the answer for homework. Mark කරගන්න for homework කියලා. දැන් ඒකත් දකින්නේ if you study only, you will see the homework question. Right. The question. කියන්නේ you are provided with the following circuit. A and B terminals were connected with pieces of copper iron. May A B මෙතන පල්ලෙහායින් mark කරගන්න. A B, right? There is a gap in between, so you are going to connect these wires to that gap. මොනවාද? Copper, iron, nichrome. Ammeter readings were obtained in each instance and the illumination of the bulb was observed. So මේ මෙතනත් X කියලා තියෙන්නේ, it is not X, that is the circuit symbol of the bulb. හරිද? මෙහෙම හරියට අඳගන්න. Here it is A, terminal A, and this is terminal B. So in between this gap, you are going to connect these three types of wires. Another, what are the three types of wires? Yes, copper, iron, and nichrome. Then you are going to observe the illumination of the bulb. Brightness if it is higher or lesser, you can make a comparison. And also the ammeter reading. You measure the ammeter reading. You connect the copper wire, close the switch, observe the illumination as well as take the ammeter reading. Then open the switch, remove the copper wire, then insert the iron wire here. Close the switch, observe the illumination and take the ammeter reading. Then open the switch, remove the iron wire, then fix the nichrome wire. close the switch, observe the illumination, and take the ammeter reading. That's the way you have to do. හරිද කෝ අයත් සෙන් අනේ අයත් සෙන් oh hello අයත් සෙන් අයත් සෙන් can you hear me? Yes. අයත් සෙන් පුතේ කෙලින් ඉන්න වාඩි වෙලා හරි I can't see එනුලි බීමාංශ යෝගීත් කවුද පුතේ පබෝදා කියලා කියන්නේ please at least rename yourself. You sent a message that you have an error with the camera or something. Yogit, where are you? හරි ඊට පස්සේ දැන් arrange the three instances in the ascending order of the ammeter reading. ඔන්න මතක තියාගන්න පුතේ for the conducting wires that you have at home even the conducting wires are made out of copper, right? Because copper is a good conductor, right? Copper is a good conductor in which the resistance is low. That is what we are going to discuss next. Resistance. Resistance is the obstacle for the flow of an electric current. Right then, think of a river. Think of a pipeline, right? Of a pipeline which carries water. Right here, there is a pipeline. It carries water. This is pipe A, right? And this is pipe B. In A, water flows faster without any obstacle. But in B, it is being blocked. Something has been deposited. Okay, you get? Something has been deposited in B. So here there is an obstacle for the flow of water. නේද? ඉතින් අමාරුයි වතුර ටිකට යන්න මෙතනින්. එතන පොඩ්ඩක් slow down වෙනවා. Right? එහෙනම් here there is an obstacle. අපි ඒකට කියනවා if this is an electric current, we call this as a resistance. Right? There is an obstacle for the flow of electric current. Right? Obstacle for the flow of electric current, that is known as resistance. So remember, copper is a material with less resistance. It conducts well, right? Therefore, for the connecting wires, we use copper mainly. There are some other good conductors, gold, silver, aluminium, but these are gold, silver, these are very expensive. Aluminium is also somewhat expensive than copper. Therefore, we are using copper wires to conduct electricity as the conducting wires, right? When it comes to iron, it is also conducting electricity, but it has a somewhat higher resistance than copper. Copper වලට වඩා ටිකක් obstacle එකක් තියෙනවා in the case of iron. When it comes to nichrome, it is a poor conductor. Again, its resistance is very high. There is a big obstacle in the case of nichrome, right? Therefore, when current passes through a nichrome wire, it gets heated a lot. රත් වෙනවා ගොඩක්. අන්න ඒ නිසා nichrome is used to make the coil of heating appliances. ඔය මොනවාද the rice cookers, ඊළඟට hot plates, immersion heaters. There is a coil inside. So to make this coil, they use something like nichrome because they get heated a lot when current passes through them because of the high resistance. Understood? අන්න මම දැන් කිව්වා විස්තරයක්. එහෙනම් බලන්න you write the answer. Arrange the three instances in the ascending order of the ammeter reading. දැන් මම කිව්ව දේවලුත් එක්ක arrange them in the ascending order. I will ask. Okay, Avini, very good. You have got 90 marks. You have mentioned that your school is Visaka Vidyalaya. Okay, very good, Avini. You can keep it up, maintain that level always. Yes, did you write what is the ascending order? Isumi, what did you say?
Nichrome, iron, copper.
And Isumi says nichrome, iron, copper. Hari. Then we'll ask from Kitma also. So what did you say?
Teacher, for what?
The ascending order of the ammeter reading. I asked you to write. Yes. Even at the Kitma.
No, teacher.
Hey, even at the Tehan.
Nichrome,
Nichrome. Yes, Tehan. Nichrome, iron and copper. Hari. Both gave the same answer. Hands up those who have written that answer. Nichrome, iron, copper කියලා ලියපු අය. Okay, good. So that should be, ma'am, I mentioned that nichrome has a high resistance. The obstacle is small. Again, it conducts less. It conducts electricity less. Enang, ammeter reading is the lowest. That is nichrome. Right? Then when it comes to iron, the obstacle is somewhat lesser than nichrome but greater than copper. Therefore, the ammeter reading would be higher next in iron. Then the highest ammeter reading, the highest current will be conducted by copper. Ascending from the smallest to the highest. The smallest to the highest. Nichrome, iron and copper. Right? Nichrome, iron, copper. That is the ascending order of the ammeter reading. And you had analyzed that. You thought I mentioned about the resistance or the obstacle, then you thought how the current flows. Arrange the three instances in the ascending order of the brightness of the bulb. What happens to the brightness of the bulb? When more current passes, the brightness increases, right? When there is a more flow of current, the brightness of the bulb is also high. Then, ascending order of the brightness. So, copper, once you have connected copper wire, the brightness would be the highest. And it would be the lowest when you have connected the nichrome wire. Right? Then, in between, you will find iron. The same order. The same order is there for current. State your conclusion from the above activity. Then මොකක්ද අපි කියන්නේ as the conclusion? Tell me. Yes. Can we have used three different materials? Based on the material, the flow of current changed as well as the brightness of the bulb also changed. Now material effects, material එකේ මොකක් හරි impact එකක් තියෙනවා. That is what we have to say as the conclusion. Right. Write down like this the conclusion. You can say electric current flowing through a conductor. Electric current flowing through a conductor. Electric current flowing through a conductor. Depends on the material that is made up of. Material that it is made of. Depends on the material that it is made of. Within brackets you can say මෙහෙම කියන්න the obstacle for the flow of current, the obstacle for the flow of electric current the obstacle for the flow of electric current is high in nichrome, is high in nichrome while it is less in copper, while it is the lowest in copper. අපි කියන්නේ මෙතන ඉන්න තුන් දෙනා ගැන while it is the lowest in copper. හරි. So what is meant by the resistance of a conductor? Yes. Resistance we symbolize as capital R. So what do you mean by the resistance? Yes. Oh, then how පුතේ කියන්න.
The obstacles for the flow of current.
The obstacle for the flow of current, right? The obstacle for the flow of current through a conductor, right? I think Sanadi mentioned, නේද? The obstacle for the flow of electric current. Right. So write down the obstacle for the flow of electric current. The obstacle for the flow of electric current through a conductor is known as electrical resistance. Is known
Excuse
as
me, teacher.
oh,
Can you repeat it again?
the obstacle for the flow of current. Obstacle කියන්නේ බාධාව කියන එකනේ. The obstacle for the flow of current through a conductor. is known as the electrical resistance. Right, then you are asked to mention the symbol and the unit. So the symbol of resistance is capital R, and the unit used to measure the resistance is known as ohm. The symbol of the unit is this. මෙහෙම අපි ලියනවා ohm කියන sign එක. Ohm. මේ bracket එකක් දැම්මේ. Right? The symbol of the unit is ohm, like this. So we can say 5 ohm, 6 ohm, 100 ohm, 15 ohm, likewise. What happens to the current? What happens to the current flowing through a conductor when the resistance increases? So what happens? The resistance increases. What happens to the current?
Current decreases.
Very good. Current decreases. හැමතිස්සෙම හිතන්න resistance is the obstacle. The obstacle එක වැඩි වෙනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? The current flow is reduced. Once the obstacle increases, the current flow is reduced. Right? Current flow is reduced. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගැන හිතන්න, when the school bell rings, yes, මොකද කරන්නේ? ලස්සනට හිටගෙන ඉන්නවද? At the end of the school? නේද දෙව්සික? මොන් සීරුවෙන් හිටගෙන ඉන්නවනේ when the bell rings? නෑ නෑ නෑ. Yes. කරලාගෙන දුවනවා නේද? එතකොට හිතන්න there is a narrow corridor. එතකොට the obstacle for your movement is more නේ. කට්ටිය තල්ලු කරගෙන පෙරලාගෙන බොහොම අමාරුවෙන් ඇවිල්ලා හුස්මක් ගන්නවා එළියට ආවම අම්මෝ ඇති යන්තම් එළියට ආවා කියලා නේ. There the obstacle is more, therefore it is difficult to move. The same thing for the current. Right? අපේ තමයි එහෙම discipline I so ඒක ඉතින් නරක දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. ඉතින් once again you are children. හැබැයි අපිට if you can maintain a discipline මම දැක්කා මේ in China in a school අර electric gate එකක් තියෙන්නේ අර වැඩි උසත් නෑ අපේ වගේ ලොකු තාප්ප දාලා උස gates දාලා එහෙම නෑ අර තියෙන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැකලා ඇති in some of the places in our country also there are automatically open වෙන මේ අර පොඩි gates තියෙන්නේ කොටයි ඔයගලන්ට ඕන උඩින් පනින්නත් පුළුවන්. හැබැයි අර ඉස්කෝලේ දහස් ගාණක් ළමයි ඇවිල්ලා අර ගේට් එක දැන් හිතන්නකෝ I saw a video right. දැන් ගේට් එක මෙන්න මෙහෙම ඒරියා එකක් තියෙන්නේ කියලා. The gate is gradually getting open. All the students, hundreds of students were waiting and the gate was moving like this way. එමේ හිටගෙන ඉන්නවා දැන් ළමයි 100ක් නෙමෙයි දහස් ගාණක් මං හිතන්නේ. The gate is moving gradually. දැන් ඔයාලා නම් මොකද කරන්නේ? මෙතනින් අඩියක් විතර ඇරිච්ච ගමන් එතනින් රින් ගන්න බලනවානේ. ඒ ළමයි they waited until the gate is fully opened. තීරුවෙන් හෙල්ලෙන්නේ නැහැ, දඟලන්නේ නැහැ, මොකුත් කලබලයක් නැහැ. මේක ඔක්කොම මෙතෙන්ටම open වුණාට පස්සේ they went out. හරිද? So that is the discipline. We have to have the discipline to have a good education, right? And we are very calm. කියන එක එකෙන් කියන්නේ නේද? Then හිතන්න a glass of water. You are given a glass of water. So it is pure, clear. So we can see through easily. අන්න ඒ වගේ තමයි our mind should be very calm and quiet. Then we can remember the things as well. But if it is a suspension, so many particles are there, it is cloudy. එතකොට අර ඔයගොල්ලෝ එක එක දේවල් හිත හිත කලබලෙන් ඉන්නවා වගේ. එහෙම වෙලාවක දැන් ඔතන වාඩි වෙලා හිටියත් හිතට යනවා අඩුයි. ඒ නිසා you have to be calm and quiet. හැමතිස්සෙම එහෙම සිල් අරන් වගේ ඉන්න කියලා නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ. When you go to the playground you have to play. නේද? You have to be active. නැත්නම් that is also a problem. But when you are studying you have to maintain that clarity in your mind. Hari. Draw the circuit symbol of a resistor. Circuit symbol of a resistor. So in some of the books you will find it like this. In some of the books you will find it like this. Both are correct, right? The circuit symbol of a resistor. So there are different types of resistors. All these are different types of resistors. I just gave an image for you to observe, right? So once you see some of these in the laboratory, you will identify. So there are two types of resistors. Fixed value resistors. The value is fixed. Again, if it is 100 ohm, it is 100 ohm. Right? In some of the resistors, they have mentioned the value, but in this type of resistors, may color bands in those, we have to calculate the resistance, but still it is fixed. Api grade 10 wala dan kiyala dena how to calculate the value of this resistor kiyala by considering the color of each band. Right? Fixed value resistors. And in some of the cases, rheostat, variable resistors, right? So the other type is variable resistors, in which we can change the value of the resistance. Variable resistors. And fixed value resistors and variable resistors. These are the two types of resistors. Two types of resistors. Different types of resistors. May carbon composition, carbon film resistors, metal film, metal oxide film resistors, wire wound resistors, thermal resistors, fusible resistors, carbon potentiometer resistors, rheostat, this is a variable resistor, primer resistor, surface mount, wire round potentiometer resistor. So, you don't need to remember these words, right? I just wanted to show you different types of resistors. That's it. Hari. So that's the end of the lesson. Answer these few questions within 2 minutes. Hurry up.
Done, teacher.
Okay. Yes. Ko Hasindu. Hitmanetya. Yorada. Vihan. And tutes ටික එහෙම පිළිවෙලට තියනවා නේද? 1 to 7. Yes. How to maintain them properly. And you can study the tute. Is there. The diagrams, questions, theory parts. Hari. So the first one goes to Minindu.
It's not correct.
Current flowing through a conductor cannot be changed by changing the resistance. Yes, we can change the resistance. Once we change the resistance, we can change the current. Metane kya ne? Cannot be changed. Therefore, it is incorrect. Hari. Second one goes to Methun.
True.
Resistors are used to control the flow of current in circuits. Yes, by controlling the resistance, we can control the current. That's true. Then next one goes to, we'll ask from Balan Janula. Yes, Janula. Yes, Janula. It says value of a resistor is mentioned on it according to a color code system. So I mentioned about that. What do you say, Deusika?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, is it correct or wrong? The third one.
Correct, ma'am.
It is correct. In some of the fixed value resistors, the value is presented according to a color code system. So they have given values though for these color bands. Then we can calculate the value. Hari. Complete the following paragraph. Hari. The first sentence. Complete it and tell me. Senudi.
Electric charges.
Electric current is the flow of electric charges. Electric charges through a closed circuit. Then next one goes to Sadesi. Yes, Sadesi.
Resistance.
Always electric current flows from a high blank to a resistance never. What should come for that blank, Senulya?
Electric potential.
Yes. Current flows from a high electric potential. Right? High electric potential to a to a lower electric potential. Right? That is why we mentioned the current flows from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. Right? Positive terminal to the negative terminal. Right. Next one. Terminal is the place of a cell where electric potential is high. What is it, Ayatsen? Where do you find the high potential? In which terminal? Yes, Ayatsen?
Positive terminal.
Positive terminal. Positive full stop. Positive terminal. Positive terminal is the place of a cell where electric potential is high, right? And negative terminal is the place. Negative terminal is the place where the potential is low, where it is low. Harineda, did you get all correct? Harida, all correct? Harine Sandaru. All of you? Yasha, Avinya, Hari. දැන් ඔයකෝ බලන්න මේ වෙලාවේ ටියුට් එක නැති අය දැන් මේ දෙවනි දවස් අද මේක කරන මට පේනවා සමහර අය මම හිතන්නේ මම ගෙස් පේන විදිහෙන් ගෙස් කරන එක හරි ඔයගොල්ලෝ සමහර අය ළඟ ටියුට් එක නැහැ නේද ඒ නිසානේ when I ask you to answer the question some people are looking at the screen in difficulty නේද ටියුට් එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ right you have to take a print out and keep it අම්මලා තාත්තලාට අමතක වෙනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන් එතකොට ඔයාලා අහන්න ඕනේ දැන් මේක දෙවෙනි දවසනේ අද දත් ටියුට් එක නෑ කියන්නේ අපරාධ ඉතින් හරි okay then So it's the end of the 7th unit. Then we are supposed to start the 8th lesson in the Kaling in Balanna. Who are going to do the presentations today? Chanudri and Evni. Are you ready, Chanudri?
Yes, teacher.
Hari. Evni.
Yes, teacher.
Both of you are ready. C and E. Ne, alphabetical order. C first. Hari. Chanudri, you can share your screen then. After the presentations, I will give you a little break.
Teacher, can you give me permission?
What is it, Chanudri?
Teacher, can you give me the permission to share the screen?
Yes. Hari. Done.
Teacher, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Good morning, my dear teacher and my dear friends. Today I am going to present about temporary magnets and permanent magnets. There are two main types of magnets when considering their uses. They are temporary magnets and permanent magnets. Let's see the activity which we will be able to learn more about temporary magnets and permanent magnets. Activity 6.10. You will need iron nail or iron rod of about 2-inch length, 2 meters of insulate copper wire of 32 SWG, 2 dry cells, sellotape, a bar magnet, few file clips or pins, a switch. Method. Wind the insulate copper wire of 32 SWG around the iron nail or the iron rod to make a coil. Strap both ends of the coil and connect it to the dry cells. Bring the coil close to the file clips while supplying the electricity and see what happens. Disconnect the electrical supply to bring the coil close to the clips again. Bring the bar magnet close to the clips and see what happens. Observation. File clips are attracted when electricity is supplied. File clips falls off or do not attract when the electrical supply is disconnected. File clips are attracted to a permanent magnet. Conclusion. Magnetism only observed on iron nails where there is an electric current flowing through the coil. Therefore, this setup acts as a temporary magnet. What are known as electromagnets? A setup becomes a magnet only when the electricity is supplied. Therefore, they are known as electromagnets. Examples are doorbell, electric motor. What are known as temporary magnets? Temporary magnets are materials that becomes a magnetic only when they are near a magnet or a magnetic field. Therefore, they are known as temporary magnets. Examples are iron nails, paper clips, sewing needles. What are known as permanent magnets? Permanent magnets are materials that stay magnetized for a long time without or even without another magnet. Therefore, they are known as permanent magnets. Examples: fridge magnets, speakers and loudspeakers, compass, making a permanent magnet. Materials that shows magnetic properties are used to make magnets. Steel, ferrite, and soft iron are some magnetic materials which are used to make magnets. Various, various materials are used to produce various types of magnets. Magnetic power remains for a long time in bar magnets. Therefore, they are called as permanent magnets. Magnetic power is not retained in soft iron for a long time. Therefore, soft iron is used to make electromagnets and other temporary magnets. Magnets in which magnetic power retained for a long time are known as permanent magnets. Steel or ferrite is used to make permanent magnets. Ferrite is used to make more powerful permanent magnets. Construction of permanent magnets using magnetic materials. Construction of permanent magnets using magnetic materials can be done in two ways. They are electrical method and contact method. Let's do the activities to make magnets using electrical method and contact method. Electrical method. You will need iron nail or iron hacksaw blade or of 2 inches 2 meters of insulate copper wire of 32 SWH standard wire gauge, 2 dry cells, sellotape, a piece of cardboard, few file slips. Method. Make a 5 centimeter long tube about the size of a pencil using the cardboard. Wind the copper wire of 32 SWH around that tube to make a coil. Bring the iron nail close to the file clip to check whether it has magnetic power. Then insert the iron nail into the cardboard tube. Strap both ends of the coil and connect it to the dry cell and supply the current several times to the circuit. Take the iron nail or the iron hacksaw blade away and observe while bringing it close to the file clips. Discuss your observation in the classroom. Observation and conclusion. Observation. File clips are attracted to the iron nail even after disconnecting the electricity. Conclusion. When electricity is given to the circuit for a long time until permanent magnetism is observed, iron nail acts as a permanent magnet. Contact method. You will need a steel needle or steel hacksaw blade of 2 inches, a few file clips, a bar magnet. Method. Bring the needle or the hacksaw blade close to the file clips to check whether it has magnetic power. Now place the needle horizontally on the table. Place one end of the bar magnet on the needle and drag it along the same direction. Repeat this process several times. Now, bring the needle or the hacksaw blade close to the file clips and see what happens. Discuss your observation in the classroom. Observation and conclusion. Observation. File clips are attracted to the needle. Conclusion. Needle has become a permanent magnet. Reason why magnetic power of permanent magnets are lost. Being subjected to high temperature, being subjected to strong magnetic fields, and aging. Let's do an activity to test how the magnetic power is lost. You will need three identical iron nails magnetized by a permanent magnet, a few pins, a Bunsen burner, a hammer, a pair of tubular tongs, a strong permanent magnet. Method. Bring the pins close to each magnetized iron nail separately and note down the maximum number of pins attracted to each nail. Subject each nail to each of the following treatments. A. Vibrate by hammering. B. Heat to a high temperature. C. Move to a and from close to the strong magnet. Bring the pins close to each nail again and count the number of pins attracted to each nail. Observation and conclusion. Action done. Hammering. Number of pins attracted before action. More pins. Number of pins attracted after action. Less number of pins. Heating. Number of pins attracted to before action. More pins. Number of pins attracted after action. Less number of pins. Lastly, subjecting to a strong magnetic field, number of pins attracted to before action, more pins. Number of pins attracted after action, less number of pins. Conclusion. Magnetic power of a permanent magnet leads due to vibration, high temperature, strong magnetic field. Uses of permanent magnets in loudspeakers and speakers, in door locks, in some toys, in small motors, in bags. Question time. What are the two main types of magnets when considering the uses of magnets?
Yes, Methun, what are they? Methun?
Permanent magnets and temporary magnets.
Yes.
What is used to make more powerful magnets?
What are the materials used to make more powerful magnets, Sandaru? Yes, Sandaru?
Steel and ferrite.
Steel and ferrite. Harry.
Name three reasons why the magnetic power of permanent magnets is lost.
Yes, what are the reasons for the losing of magnetic power, Hasindu? 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 Yes, Kiasha? Kiasha? You have raised your hand. Just tell me the answer. Kiasha. Hurry up. Okay, Tasmina.
Aging,
Okay.
being subjected to vibrations,
Okay, Shantavi, another one.
Being subjected to high temperatures.
Okay.
Being
Isumi, anything?
subjected to vibrations.
Yes. Hari.
Name 4 instances where permanent magnets are used.
Yes, Tehan.
In loudspeakers.
Yes. In loudspeakers. Sasna.
Refrigerator.
Door of the refrigerator. Okay.
Bags.
Door locks. Yes.
Bags.
A handbag. Some of
In
the handbags.
pencil cases.
Some of the
In
pencil cases.
compasses.
In compasses.
Novels. In some toys.
In some of the toys.
Generators.
Generators. Yes.
Phone covers. In MRI machine.
MRI machines. Okay. Hari. Is that all
Thank
here,
you
Ani?
for my presentation.
Okay, Chanudri, you have made a big effort to make the presentation. That is very good. So if I mention certain modifications to be done next time, Chanudri හොඳයි. අනිත් සැරේ if you are explaining හැමෝටම කියන්නේ if you are explaining an activity, you don't need to read out all the points. තැනක අර crucible කියන එක you have to pronounce it properly. Crucible, it is something that we use to heat up something to a high temperature. එතකොට පුතේ you can use a diagram නේද? අපි presentation එකක් කරද්දී it should be brief. Yeah, briefing the things. So yeah, thus when you are making presentations, don't exceed 3 minutes. හරිද? So you can use a diagram on a drawing එකක් ඔයා අතින් හරි අඳපු drawing එකක් ගත්තා. මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි කරන්නේ. These are the observations and the conclusion method. Observation, conclusion, you can just tell it, explain it in your own words. Then it should be summarized for the others. නේද? එහෙම කරන්න මීට පස්සේ. You can minimize the number of words in the presentation and you don't need to read it out. හරිද? අනේක විතරක් හදාගන්න පුළුවන් චානුද්‍රි next time. හරිද? Other than that, it's good. Okay. Then that is the chance to Evni. Yes, Evni. Okay, Evni, we can see.
Good morning, my dear teacher and my dear friends. Today I'm going to talk about electric current. What is an electric current? Electric current is the flow of electric charge through a electric circuit. Does an electric current have a definite direction? Let's do a small activity to identify that. You will need 2 dry cells, a switch, a small motor, and some connecting wires. Prepare the circuit as shown in the figure. Connect all the parts properly and record observation. The motor rotates. Then change the cell and record your observations. Observation. The motor rotates to the opposite direction. Conclusion. There is a definite direction for the flow of electric current. Electric current always flows from positive.
There is a connection issue. Neither.
Microammeter. Measuring the electric current. Symbol used for I. International unit for
I think Evni, you have a connection issue. Neither. In some of the places, the was discontinued. Now it is paused. Yes. Evni, are you okay?
Teacher, shall I share the screen again?
Okay. You can continue from the place where you stopped.
Milliammeter or microammeter can be used to measure small electric currents. In ammeter or milliammeter, such as positive and negative terminals. Positive terminal is red and negative terminal is black. When connecting the ammeter or milliammeter to a circuit, those terminals should be connected properly. To measure a current, an ammeter or milliammeter is connected in series to the circuit. What is meant by series connection? A connection in which all the components in a circuit are connected along a voltage difference. Potential difference means the difference in the electrical potential energy in between 2 points of the circuit. Measurement by symbol for potential difference is V. If potential difference is volt and the symbol is V. Equipment used to measure potential difference is volt. How is voltmeter connected? Voltmeter is connected parallelly to circuit to measure the potential difference between 2 points. In day-to-day life, where accurate measurements of make sure voltages supplied to houses and factories are of the accurate voltage. To detect defects of electrical appliances by measuring the current they consume. To take the measurements associated with electricity in power houses and electrical generators. To identify whether the parts of electrical appliances are functioning properly when repairing. Resistance of a conductor. The obstacle caused by a conductor to the flowing of electric current through it is called the resistance of that conductor. Symbol used to denote resistance R. Unit of measuring resistance Ohm. When the resistance of a conductor increases, the current flowing through it decreases. Electrical parts that possesses the property called resistance are known as resistors. Question time. What is an electric current?
What do you mean by an electric current? Yes.
Teacher, can I?
Yes.
Flow of electrical charges through a closed circuit.
Very good. Okay, Sadesi. Flow of electric charges through a closed circuit.
What are the devices used to measure an electric current?
What are the devices used to measure electric current?
Teacher, can I answer? The center zero galvanometer and the center zero ammeter or milliammeter.
Yes. Measure an electric current, no? Yes. So we can measure the magnitude by using an ammeter, milliammeter, or even a galvanometer to measure the direction of the current. Get to know the direction of the current, we need to use a center zero galvanometer or a center zero ammeter, right?
What is the symbol of electric current?
What is the symbol of the electric current?
Can I answer?
Yes.
Symbol for electric current is I.
Symbol of electric current is I. Harry.
What is meant by series connection?
Isaac, what do you mean by a series connection? Isaac? Oh. No rest. With me? With me? What do you mean by a series connection? Then කට්ටිය the presentations යනකොට. Presentation එක තියෙන්නේ present කරන කෙනාට විතරක් නෙවෙයි. The others have to revise the subject matter while watching and answering the presentation. As Ruvindi says, connection which all components are connected in the same path. Yes, Ruvindi, correct.
What is meant by
Yes.
potential or voltage difference?
What do you mean by the potential difference or the voltage? Shayantavi?
The difference of electric potential energy between two terminals of the cell is called voltage or potential difference.
Yes, the electric potential difference in between two terminals of the circuit.
Thank you for listening.
Okay. Okay, very good. Evni? So, you were supposed to talk about the electric current. Okay. Okay, good. So, both Chanudri's and Evni's presentations are good. Then Natari. Natari innane the Natari. Natari seems not in the. Then Tanuki.
Yes, teacher.
Your topic is electric potential difference and resistance.
Okay, teacher.
Electric potential difference and resistance. Then Petmi, are you there? Petmi, another.
Sorry, teacher, I couldn't answer before I had a connection issue. I won't be able to join next week, teacher, because of a competition.
Okay. Hari. Then I will give the chance to Resat in another. Resat? No. Resat is not there. I'm order to check again. Ryan? Ryan? Setuni? Inana kya Setuni?
Yes, teacher.
Setuni inane?
Yes.
Setuni, your topic is from the next lesson that we are going to do after the break. Your topic is the difference in between comparison on physical and chemical changes. comparison on physical and chemical changes.
Okay, teacher.
Harry. Now you can have a little break. I will give you a 5-minute break. Come after the break, then we are going to start the 8th unit, which is lengthy. Please wait, please wait. I had to say something before that. Vinadiyakin. So I had shared this schedule in your group. The WhatsApp group, I had shared this schedule. මම පළවෙනි දවසේ ඔය schedule එක පොඩ්ඩක් revise කළා because of the difference in the date. අර second කියන එක include කරලා තිබ්බ නිසා. So today is 9th. So we finished the unit 7 and we are going to start unit 8 as mentioned. So next week, you are going to have an online assessment as well. So remember that. හරිද? assessment එකක් තියෙනවා ලබන සතියේ. Be prepared, right? That's what I wanted to say. I've shared the schedule. So time to time, sometimes make an athuna. Time to time, you will have in-class assessments, right? Okay, now you can have the break and come back to start the 8th unit.